first of these stories I'll go over is the legend of Red Eyes. Our story begins in 1929 at Camp Manitowoc at the Cuyahoga County National Park. During a hike with a young troop of Boy Scouts, a camp ranger died unexpectedly. This ranger had no close friends or family, so the troop decided to bury him themselves. Unfortunately, they only had child-sized coffins. I think it's kind of weird that they just had coffins on standby, but I guess this was during the Great Depression, so I don't know. In order to get the ranger to fit inside of the small coffin, they had to crudely chop the body into pieces and completely remove the head. The coffin was buried, but the whereabouts of the head are unknown. Legend goes that the decapitated head still floats around in the forest today trying to find his body, and if you look carefully at night, you can still see his glowing red eyes. One interesting thing to note about this story that sets it apart from the rest is that this unexplained occurrence has not only been terrorizing campgoers for years, but it is also a creature that has been seen firsthand by our author James Renner when he was a child at that camp. Nowadays, variations of this story are still told to troops that stay at Camp Manitowoc. Mainly, it's used by the counselors and older scouts as a way to scare children into staying inside at night. Because, I can't think of a better way to keep kids inside. I mean, why not psychologically damage them into thinking some crazy decapitated head is wandering around in the forest? It's not like they have Xboxes or anything. Another notable story deals with the legendary Loveland Frog, who happens to grace the cover of the book. This legend focuses mainly on a sighting from 1972 where a police officer, Ray Shockey, noticed what he believed to be a dead or sick dog laying on the side of the road. To his horror, he realized that this was no dog as the creature shot up and jumped across the road in front of his police car. Shockey described the creature as being 3 to 5 feet tall, with leathery skin and a distinct frog-like face. So, me, pretty much. Shockey's partner, Mark Matthews, encountered the creature a few weeks later, and even took a shot at the monster, but he wasn't quick enough. Sightings of the Loveland Frog date all the way back to 1696 by French missionaries who were warned by Native Americans about a river demon. This demon is known as the Shanahawk. Shanahawk, Babadook, I don't know. Is the Loveland Frog a supernatural being like the Indians suggested, or is it a species of reptile that is yet to be properly discovered and studied? Well, probably neither, but it makes for a good story. But I've saved the best of these stories for last, the Mothman. On November 14th, 1966 in Salem, Ohio, Newell Partridge's TV was making bizarre noises and made his dog Bandit start to flip out. Confused, he took the dog outside to see what was the matter. Horrifyingly, he noticed 2 beaming red lights off into the field and Bandit took off after it. Partridge called for his companion to come back, but the dog and the red lights mysteriously vanished. He found Bandit a few miles away on the side of the road dead, and his body completely drained of blood. Sorry to put that image in your head, people. I'm just telling it like I see him. The next evening, another dead dog was discovered by 2 young couples on the side of the road, but this time the dog wasn't alone. From the inside of their car, they spotted a horrifying creature that was about 7 feet tall, with giant wings that looked like a bat, and 2 big eyes like automobile reflectors. Startled, the group sped away in their car, but the creature quickly chased after them. Although they claimed they sped up to over 100 miles per hour, the creature was able to keep up with them for some time before they escaped. Over the next year, there were hundreds of reported sightings of the Mothman, and the most famous encounter with this mythical creature is also the most tragic. It all went down on December 15, 1967, when the Silver Bridge that connects Ohio to West Virginia collapsed over the Ohio River. It has been reported that the Mothman was seen standing on top of the bridge and caused the collapse. This horrific incident caused the death of 46 people, 2 of which were never found. So I guess he just ate them. Or even better, he brought them back to his lair for a Mothman burger with some Mothman sauce. After this, all sightings of the Mothman stopped, and it was never seen again. Some speculate that the Mothman was actually just a very large owl, but some say that the Mothman is an ancient harbinger of doom, like something out of the Bible. Although most of the original sightings of the Mothman were from Ohio, the town of Point Pleasant, West Virginia claims the Mothman as their official monster. This small town is the home of the official Mothman Museum and Research Facility, a 12-foot metallic statue, and they even host a huge festival every year in the Mothman's honor. I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm from Ohio, but isn't it a little screwed up that West Virginia kind of stole our monster? I mean, we should at least be able to split it half and half because the bridge collapsed between both of our states. It's only fair. I want a cool museum. No one truly knows what happened all of those years ago. Is the Mothman actually responsible for the collapse of the Silver Bridge? Are the sightings true, or just the work of overactive imaginations? All I know is, the legend of the Mothman still permeates today and will live on for years to come. Well, that was fun.
So what you just saw was actually a rerun from my book review of It Came From Ohio a few years back. To be honest, I did have another video planned for today, but I wasn't really happy with how it turned out. So I cheated and today you got a rerun. I'm sorry about that. But it is appropriate for the spooky season, and I don't really think a lot of people first watched that episode when it came out. And to be honest, it took a ton of work. And it was obviously a ripoff of one of my favorite YouTube series, Buzzfeed Unsolved, but more about that tomorrow. So with that said, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so you know when I post new videos. And if you were to give this video a thumbs up and share it with a friend, it would be greatly appreciated. That is it for this time, guys. I'll see you back here tomorrow for another new episode of the House of Horror. So take care and stay spooky.